first look at this new look roster here in the draft for Game 2 of the day. They are on the red side to start things off, and we'll see what ends up being the priority. That Mbessa that we were talking about earlier, banned away. Flandre not going to be able to play that here.
Well, actually, Victor hit me that it absolutely just slid through the first draft. So Victor, of course, hitting the ban board this time away. No Victor for xiaocaobao, as we have the response to Ash being Flandre and Skarner taken. I must say, I'm going to restrain myself a little bit from the memes if Kakao doesn't want to first pick Skarner, given the legendary sub 1k damage Season 5 Worlds game. We're just going to stop at that, but this combo, when you have the Yoink from Skarner and the Equalizer from Rumble, can set each other up really well. I love this pairing. I think it's a really good start to the draft for anyone's Legends.
Yeah, well, you know, just a very solid top side. I think we can expect that Rumble to go to the top lane, not the jungle this time around. Skarner top kind of fizzled out a little bit ever since that rework first ended up going through. Xin Zhao potentially locked in, or a possibility here for Kakao, and it will be locked in for Super Gaming. A fun thing I like I'm excited to look at here is just how easy to execute are the champions of the Old Man Cups teams. Like, are they gonna try to just require as few hands as possible? So far, we're kind of along those lines.
They didn't go for the Darius jungle into Skarner. I think that's already an improvement here for Kakao. But Xin Zhao, I do like this matchup in the Skarner. Actually, you have the potential to brawl early, and your 3-talent strike can interrupt Skarner E. If you are able to catch him off guard. So that, and also the Crescent Guard, which is rather nice. So that said, Varus going to be picked up for Hope. We have seen Poke and on-hit Varus in this tournament. Given that you already have a Rumble, I think the odds of having this be a Poke Varus do go up a bit for Hope, and that means that whatever mid laner we see out of Shanks, if it is a high damage mid laner, odds of Poke Varus going up. And already we do see this be a setup for potential marksman mid, something that I know wasn't the strongest suit for Shanks. Is talking with Kelsey, much more comfortable on mages, but Poke Varus, Rumble in the top side already having magic damage. You could go for an AD mid here. The setup's already there.
Yeah, Shanks actually very comfortable on the Azir. Actually, one of his most played champions in the last season, even though the Marks meta was so popular. So a little bit surprised to see them take that pick away from xiaocaobao specifically. But we'll see what Shanks does want to lock in. Varus mid could potentially be a possibility as well, though we're not necessarily expecting that. It'll be support ban Braum right now, targeting Kael down there in the bottom lane.
Yeah, the Braum is honestly something with the Renata that would really open up the potential for an on-hit Varus. So taking two of the pairings that I think are really good with on-hit Varus away, quite interesting is, oh wow, okay, more magic damage coming in.
Yeah.
2 control mages taken away, and it's just going to be the Aurora slammed here for Shanks. We'll see what the response is here for xiaocaobao.
Yeah, the
Oh, do it, please.
Okay.
Make this fun. Make this fun, Super Gaming. Come on.
Necessarily expecting that, but the Vladimir would be a very interesting hover, or is a very interesting hover. Could be an
kind of like it here.
Or xiaocaobao.
Yeah, let's go. I actually like this. Like, you need the scale. It needs to go late, but the damage that Poke Varus can really zone you out. But in terms of Aurora and sustaining the lane, I don't think Aurora has enough damage to shove you out. And going up against so much magic damage, you could tech for a Banshees and actually feel okay later on if you're xiaocaobao. Now, when I see Vlad, I like my Vlads to go full damage, a full CDR. I expect a Cosmic Drive in there at some point. But man, really unique pick. He's going to have trouble with some of the range, but if he's able to get an angle and get into any of these fights, could be massive and does give the late game over to Super Gaming. So even if the start of the game is Sleeper Gaming, might be okay for them later on.
I was about to say, with this Rel lock-in as well, like a very... just going a very highly aggressive, going straight forward, and most importantly, low range composition for Super Gaming here in this draft. I mean, I would imagine that Hope would do very well with going the on-hit Varus in this game because he's going to have a ton of fun just poking out from range.
Yeah.
That's what he decides to do.
I will say with the Poppy too, some of the interactions you get are really good, and Super Gaming's comp is just brutally outranged. So they really need, I expect them to lose the early game going up against anyone's Legends. They're going to really need to have angles later on or find some creative ways to close the gap, because if not, and this is the Poke Varus, the way that we are expecting, they have lots of range issues in this one.
LPL season even begins. That's what we love about the Demacia Cup specifically. If we load into the game for the second matchup here in Group B, Super Gaming from the Old Man Cup up against Anyone's Legends. Let's get into it.
Oh man, we have a xiaocaobao with the really solo queue Vlad set up. You got Phase Rush, you got Ghost. You're gonna go for CDR boots. Just gonna try and get as many summoner spells off as possible and get some work done. But no TP means that Electrocute Aurora is able to get him out early, which he will lack sustain early. Could be tough.
Well, we're seeing some level 1 shenanigans here from Super Gaming as well. They send their bot lane up to the top side river. Kakao able to clear out that ward pretty impressively there. And it looks like Anyone's Legends not going to be able to get much out of it. Could be seeing a swap or maybe just a 5-man stack to invade Tarzan early on.
Well, it's over a ward, and they don't care. I will say that Ashe early on, you can push people around, but yeah, it's just going to be the lane swap initiated. And you mentioned it, Grapes. We talked about, do they need to try anything to find early leads? We looked at the lanes and looked at the setups. Really didn't love it for them, and yeah, I mean, this is trying something. So, lane swaps on. We do have Anyone's Legends playing this out for 3 waves. A lot of this is going to be about how much XP can Rumble get access to, because Vlad is splitting XP with Cassante in the mid lane, which I don't love, sets Vlad further behind. If Rumble's able to get access to anything, it will be advantage Anyone's Legends off the bat. But at the moment, good job from 694 zoning off Flandre and making sure that that first wave only got XP from 1 melee creep.
Oh, now Flandre, instead of trying to farm CS with the Electro Harpoon, instead maybe looking towards Kakao a little bit on the enemy red buff. Does not have the smite, I should say, so gonna instead just make a long walk down, potentially the mid lane to try and support Shanks a bit here. Get as much XP wherever he is potentially able to, as after Langx hits level 2, coming back down to this bottom lane, not going to be able to steal any of those little Krugs away. Now gets stunned into the wall and actually forced to flash.
Yeah, we'll see if 694 actually recalls. He should be recalled by now to try and help Langx sneak into this bot lane. Not the case, though. Yeah, we don't see Rel hitting recall yet. But now we'll see if it's a risky TP coming in from Langx if he wants to hit this turret. But looking like, yeah, recall being messed with here by Kael. Well played.
Yeah, so it's going to be already a plate taken here by Anyone's Legends. Looks like Flandre ended up TPing back to the top lane and before Kakao was able to get there. And so here comes that risky TP from Langx, and it's not going to go too well. Piercing Arrow comes through. Clinical from Hope NAL.
Good flash here by Flandre as he's trying to make it out, but no, turn into Flanders.
Yeah, and there goes the flash from Kakao to make sure that extra tower shot does not do enough. Shanks actually now going to pop that teleport. He's level 3, going to make it more difficult for a redive to happen. So just kind of pick up as much XP as possible. They'll probably send Flandre back down to the mid lane. All things considered, pretty solid for AL.
No, good response from AL sending Shanks there, because Rumble actually can afford to walk here, and he was already down TP. So really important that he's able to get plenty of golden XP from the mid lane. But yeah, overall, 694 didn't base to protect the Cassante, so Cassante very far behind in this one, but at least was able to pull off the rival dive. I just think where the resources are at so far, I mean, big difference. Just look at the top lane XP bars. Flandre picking up a wave and a half and already up a full level over the Cassante. So I think 694 not basing and trying to help Cassante survive the dive was a mistake from Super Gaming. And that Cassante being behind and Flandre being the position that he is in could be a problem for the rest of this game.
Just able to pick up his first CS up there in the top lane. Tough one for the Cassante. Always you have one player get the rough end of things in the lane swap so far. Definitely has been him. But now finally gets a little bit of time for himself as we see Tarzan going for a slight invade onto Kakao's Raptors. Second respawn. Always high value. We'll see if he's able to get anything. Nope, just a smite. Oh, actually, got a couple of small chickens. That's a win.
Oh, we don't like seeing that Q go sideways. 694. There's steadfast presence involved. It could be in
Okay.
trouble.
Yeah,
Oh,
here
no.
comes Tarzan in on the Puff. Already has to flash away, but the piercing arrow from Hope just doing so much already. Serrated Turk in inventory and already picking up kill number 2. Tarzan and Kael still looking to pressure Kakao and 694 out of lane. They're going to be able to do so successfully. Even
Don't
more
worry,
plays
guys.
going into Hope.
Here comes
Here
Vlad.
comes the Vladimir. Doesn't have
Level
the level
5.
6, but could potentially do a little bit. Here comes the audacious charge from Kakao. 2-man stun from 694. Crash down will land and Kael will fall, but it will be a 2-for-1. And now xiaocaobao in a bit of a 1v2 situation. Puff joining from the death chamber though, and looks like xiaocaobao going to try to get some more damage onto Tarzan. Tarzan forced the flash over the wall, going to be matched here by the Vladimir, and he will be able to escape. And now Shanks is level 6, and xiaocaobao is nowhere to go, but back to the grave. 5-2 by AL.
Oh my god, the neurons from Super Gaming's logo were activating there by trying to send a roaming Vladimir pre-6 to bot lane. That's how dire things were. It did not go well for the Vlad. Well, he got an assist, but mid lane, a lot of creeps dying there as Anyone's Legends take an early lead. I do want to praise them. I think the way that they've moved Shanks around early on, between that TP top, between the follow-up roam bot, he has been able to get a lot of resources for himself in a nice spot early on. We see a ambitious engage on the Kakao go sideways. But yeah, good start from Anyone's Legends. Good to see Shanks and Flandre working well to rotate, and as well as Hope and Kael now chipping in as they're on the top side of the map as these grubs spawn, and should be grubs going over to Anyone's Legends for free because, well, Vladimir still can't fight anything early on.
Still at level 6. Now Hope is going to just shut him down again. Oh man, if I'm xiaocaobao, I may be closing the computer at this point. It's a tough one to play for the rest of this game. And now Puff in some trouble as well. Shanks just winning 1v2 in the bottom lane. Hey, we had an LPL favorite against the old man team. This is what we potentially were expecting.
Sadly, this is the Puff I remember from Season 5 Worlds. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to say that, but, you know, not looking great. It's not been a good start.
And now the chaos continues now as Langx in some trouble here. Gonna get shut down again. Flandre getting on the board. It's 8-2. Now in favor of Anyone's Legend.
Yeah, this is when you have about 60% of the gold in the game at 7 minutes, something went wrong. And I don't want to say it was when they locked in Vladimir, because it would take a little bit of credit away from the gameplay, but it definitely started there. Yeah, we're going to have, let's see, Tarzan looking like he's going towards a Heartsteel. Also, again, that Poppy pick on 5, we've seen so many positive interactions from the Steadfast Presence and Kael already against the comp of Super Gaming, really throwing a wrench into the plans, any sort of plan that Super Gaming had. But yeah, lane swap didn't work out. Now we're kind of back to standard lanes. Everyone's ahead for Anyone's Legends, and this one looking like it's going to be tough.
Tough, maybe an understatement right now here, Cubby, as we take a look at the player XP. All three, the ADC here for Anyone's Legends, actually higher XP right now than the mid laner for Super Gaming. So that's never a situation you really want to be in. 5.5 gold and counting, just 8 minutes into this game. We'll see what Super Gaming can do, if they can make this any more competitive than they have so far.
It hasn't been Sleeper Gaming, all right? That's good.
They've been woken
maybe
up.
It should have been more Sleeper Gaming.
They maybe want to go back to bed after this one. As
oh
the
no!
Corruption does land onto Puff, and
That's
the piercing arrow does connect as well. Kael going to be the one to secure that final kill, but here comes Kakao landing that Crescent guard. Will be able to get one back onto the enemy support.
What's roaming again?
1v2ing. Here comes xiaocaobao, but he's getting just pushed out by Tarzan. Already half HP before he even gets into the fight, and Hope going to make this one a 3rd kill potentially with the arrow. No, Shanks going to be the one to secure it. Not a super competitive fight down here. Cubby at 694 into the tower also goes down. A double kill in for Shanks.
Gosh, Vlad's just a mobile blood drive, man. Just donating blood everywhere. I can't believe this guy's actually leaving the lane. I've never seen a Vlad leave lane like this. It's not going well.
We have these cameras up, like on Ivan on my second monitor, and it's very it was very fun to just watch Cubby lose his mind a little bit in that last fight. As we take a look at this one, hey, nice combo from Hope on to Dash. Just
nice field goal from Puff too. That accuracy was better than some of the NFL kickers I'm seeing these days, especially you know, one of Manny's favorites and Justin Tucker anyway. We're going to try and avoid those references. As launching, yeah.
Gonna go down again, 0-3-0. Just really never got going here in this game. Kakao now forced to defend the tier 1 tower himself. Hope farming right now at this point. Gets all 3 blight stacks. One more auto attack plus the red buff, and it's not going too well. Here goes the bot lane, top lane dive again. It will be Kakao getting hit up here by the impale of Tarzan and going to be sent right back underneath the tri-brush. Here comes the teleport launching, trying to make something happen. A little bit of extra damage would be nice. Doesn't have it just yet. They do find the ultimate onto Tarzan, and there comes the 2-man Pathmaker. Launching back in this game. The boomers are back, baby. It's a triple kill for the Cassante.
Touchdown Puff, man. He connected from deep there, hit the 50-yarder. That one didn't go through any nets, but that said Hope. It's still going to be a problem, as at least Puff was able to do something. Again, looking a lot like Season 5 Worlds. And oh boy, Shanks. That was fancy.
One more tower shot, maybe? Okay. Puff, gonna try to...
Oh, that's a level.
Levels down, but one more auto should do it with the Rangers focus. Okay, hey, you know, respect to AL for limit testing a little bit. It's gonna make this game more entertaining.
Respect to Langx, who's actually, you know, he got thrown under a bus down bot lane twice, and he actually had a beast fight up on the top side, utilizing the true damage from the new variation of Cassante that we have seen a lot of, just not since past Worlds, as Kakao now going to get found, but finds the Crescent Guard out. Kakao, a smurf as always, unlike his old teammate Puff. And yeah, we're still doing all right.
You're going at this guy right now. It's crazy.
Oh, yes, Puff. Yes, go Puff. Yes, okay. Good job, Puff. Let's go.
He's got some smooth here on the Ash.
See, I have to hate him for him to show the gameplay, all right?
This is the hate watching.
Oh, yep. Oh, never mind. All right. Jeff,
it's tough right now if you are a fan of the old men. As they are down over 6,000 gold. Hit a bug there, but we're back here. It looks like AL going to confirm the Void Grub sweep as they are now up 6.5K.
Yeah, Hope living every solo queue player's dream, where if you are bold enough to play Lethality Ferris and get ahead, you just clap everyone in the game. As we're going to see xiaocaobao. Well, at least use the pool there. The Q on the Raptor's also kind of smart. But didn't get... I guess he did get that Q off. It just didn't matter. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Not great.
Sends it. I love it.
Well, you know, he wanted to get the auto and at least send the solo kill damage down. Or maybe he didn't think that Puff could right-click. But I think that he always paid enough respect to Puff for that. And Puff able to take him down. But still, Puff, 0 items. Hope, 2 items completed. Halfway to that Miramana Evolve. And Malignance this time around for Shanks. So looking to press R a little bit more. And the game pace honestly kind of warrants it.
22 kills in 13 minutes. You know, it's not sleeper gaming right now. That's for sure. They're keeping us all awake here in the States, as it's going to be continued aggression here for anyone's legends as we get the first look at this new team in the LPL.
Puff sent an arrow that almost hit Dragon, not Hope. That's a bummer. As Langx now gonna get chased now, but has that creep to get away. Scouts out Kael, and the second grub spawning here in 30 seconds, or I should say Herald spawning in 30 seconds. Both sets of grubs all secured by anyone's legends. We'll see what they want next on the chopping block, because yeah, they can do whatever they want right now.
Well, it looks like Super Gaming gonna go for some play around this Ocean Drag, as we saw 694 now kind of on the wrong side of things. He uses the blast cone to go further into the enemy jungle. Does get spotted out by that vision plant, and now is in a whole lot of trouble. They were, I respect the play or the attempt at one, but right now gonna be a tough spot here for the Rel. That was a nice cancel from Kael with the steadfast presence, getting just into range actually, and will eventually fall. The long chase is enough here. Dragon and another kill actually.
Yeah, Vlad got soloed. Nice. And Tarzan, that's a gift. Crescent Guard though. Kakao, you're a beast, maybe?
Try to wait and... Okay, it's not going to be enough. Does require the ultimate from Shanks. That's a small moral victory if yours out here.
Kakao played that one okay. He played that one well. Sometimes there's only so much you can do. And yeah, it really feels like the theme of the game right now. As I don't know what Super Gaming can do in this one. They tried to game a little bit too much. It has been anything but a sleeper game. But jeez, this is quite a one-way Street, something that I guess we had to have expected. But, you know, JDG didn't do this to Team Blood. So, by those metrics, you got to be pretty hopeful for anyone's Legends debut.
Exactly, yeah. Performance against the Old Man Cup team is the metric that we're using here. Hey, at least we got that Cassante triple kill. That was pretty hype. I'm sure they were going crazy in their voice comms when that happened. Now, launching back into this game. Just a little bit. If you are a fan of North American League of Legends as well as Chinese League of Legends, you might remember Langx actually from being the one on LGD.
Oh, Puff!
Gonna hold that statement for a little bit.
Let's go.
Finally does land that Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Hope in a lot of trouble. That's gonna be a big shutdown, and it will find the Vladimir's pockets. And now let's see if Super Gaming can escape, but instead it looks like they actually want to go forward. A lot of tankiness on the front line of AL, and that means that Kakao will not be able to get anything done in that 1v4. Pops the Crescent Guard to try and buy some time, but that is all that he will be buying himself. It's going to be another kill.
Oh no, Puff.
Kael, and a teleport down to the bottom lane to try and lock down the Ashe, who started the engage in the first place. The recall just a little bit too late as Flandre TP's in to make sure that he goes.
Well, he, tried to push the turret. Wasn't quite there again. Tough game right now for Super Gaming, trying to make things happen. I did like the arrow on the Hope. That was quite nice. From downtown, it feels like the longer range for Puff, a little bit more accurate than the shorter range so far on these ECAs. Was able to connect. At least got a big shutdown on the Vlad. But again, things still looking pretty doomed here as 10k gold lead. Top outer falls. And we're going to get a replay. Yeah, kills the minion in fog, through fog, connects. Well played.
Hey, that's 1k into the Vladimir's pockets. I know you were saying, like, hey, this guy's got to get going a little bit. Does have a little bit of extra gold right now. The problem is, even if you do get that one kill, everybody else is still also just incredibly far ahead. That's just so much crowd control that Tarzan and Kael are able to output.
Yeah. It's still looking pretty doomed here, but hey, you know what? At least Super Gaming making this one entertaining for everyone at home.
Anyway, back to my point about launching. If you are a fan of North American League of Legends as well as Chinese, you might remember him from LGD in 2020 at Worlds, where he, alongside the rest of his team, backdoored TSM to confirm them to go 0-6. That was a fond memory, trying to support our North American fans, so our North American squad, I should say. So relatively recently that he was still in the LPL, still in international competition. So.
Yeah, and his old team RNG, still dropping games. So
yeah,
bit of a bummer there anyway. Nice ult from Kael.
Well, yeah, Kael played this Poppy, I should say, very, very well. It might not be enough to save Shanks, though, as the Hemo play comes out.
Oh, it's enough!
Not enough, but finally, Puff flashing forward to at least pick up that one kill onto Kael, but Hope going to clean up the rest of things here. It's a double kill for the Varus, picks up kill number 9, and we're just continuing the carnage here in game number 2. Flandre now stuck in a 1v2, but he's going to be matched by Shanks, who is going to teleport right back into the enemy base of Super Gaming.
Oh boy.
Make sure that Flandre does survive and pick up a kill in response.
Yeah, we're at the point of the game where this is big enough for anyone's Legends, where it is see hero, kill hero. More action coming in.
Yeah, Lansing not gonna be doing any TSM backdoors this game. He's gonna be going right back to his own base, I should say, here in this one. As 19 minutes in, it's a 14,500 gold lead here for AL. Looking like the dominant team that we were expecting, Cubby.
Yeah, especially in this matchup, where this will be AL's warm-up game, for being honest. Super Gaming, again, props to them for at least making things entertaining. I think we saw a good player, too, from Langx, and as hard as I've gone on Puff, living back through my nostalgia of how bad Season 5 IG's Worlds run was. Yeah, he hit some nice arrows from downtown. Made up for a few of the field goals from short range,
You know the worst part about this all?
What?
Is that Super Gaming have to play the next game like immediately after this one, so they don't even get a break. They just hop right back into it.
You know what, Grapes? It's one of those games where it's so bad you just write it off, and it's like, you know what? That's fine.
Are they already prepping draft for the next one? They play
Look at this! Puff! Hey. Gamer. Absolute gamer. That said, it wasn't enough as Shanks still ended up going down. That R, if it came through from xiaocaobao before the E, maybe the damage amp would have been enough to take down Shanks, but was not the case. And instead, Chains of Corruption and those Blight stacks make sure that all the kills go over to Hope, which has really been the overarching theme of this game.
And immediately at 20 minutes, we see that Baron being started up here by Anyone's Legend. Actually, looks like they pulled off of it at least for a second, as Super Minions are crashing down in the mid lane. Now they turn their way back to it. They see Kakao in the mid lane and know that this is a fair fight to go for. Kael in that bush, just trying to zone people off. Use the Keeper's Verdict, send 2 away. That means no jungler in the area for this Baron to be completed. However, xiaocaobao has picked up a couple of shutdowns. Tries to find the kill on the Shanks, but just misses the damage on the E-Flash. So we'll be going down. Cubby in disarray, in distraught here. It's now a 15k gold lead for AL. They're going to send themselves straight down the mid lane, try to finish off this game for good. Equalizer over the top, Puff will fall. Kael picks it up with the buckler, and we might not be in this one for much longer.
Black Cleaver Poppy, you don't see that every day. I like that from Kael, sending the message. Anyone's Legend sending the message to all of LPL that, well, if they're going to face a non-LPL team, they're going to take care of business. We'll see what else they can do throughout the day. Good start for Anyone's Legends, taking down Super Gaming.
Yeah, the finishing touches potentially right here. Just the 2 tanks alive right now for the Old Man Cup representatives. And hey, a good first impression for Anyone's Legends. They punch their ticket to a Game 1 win here in the group stage. They take down Super Gaming and start their path towards a potential Demacia Cup title.
Yeah, I mean, first things first, getting out of this group took care of the team that we expected everyone to take care of in Super Gaming. But hey, the style they did it in, responding to the swap and seeing some fun plays out of Shanks when he got the free lane, rather nice. As I will say, I will probably never again in my life see a Vladimir actually move out of lane that much. I don't think that's ever happening again.
Especially at level 5 with only a Doran shield in inventory.
Look at the Super Gaming logo. That's just like the neurons activating in his head. It's like the Jimmy Neutron like brain blast. You know, he's like, I must go bot and help my team. I don't care if I'm level 5 Vlad. He must go make a play.
Champions just must go try to attack them. That's
yeah,
like
absolutely.
Tough one for Super Gaming. We knew that was going to be the case. We'll see how they do against some of the other LPL teams like OMG and Ultra Prime. I believe their next game will be against OMG, which is going to be happening immediately after the post-game coverage of this one. But of course, with the Legends Cup teams, always have that caveat of, you know, they're here for fun a little bit. They qualified in a tournament against each other, and now playing against some more professional teams. Maybe there's a reason that they decided to step away, become more content creators, and gonna fall to Anyone's Legends here.
You know, regardless, off of that game, absolutely no bias for my nostalgia, but Kakao still got it. You know, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Hey, so some good stuff from
the Zim mechanics were there.
Yeah, from 694 as well. I guess some good engages here as we take a look at that post-game screenshot.
That's very kind of you to credit 694 as well there, Grapes. I wouldn't do the same, but Kakao leading his team in damage. Let's go. Good job, Kakao.
Hey, it wasn't like Season 5. We got an improvement there.
Yeah, the dropping Skarner, you know, the Season 5 throwback, that's an old classic there. If you were there for that patch. Skarner, I believe, was banned for most of the tournament, or ended up falling out of meta, but it was the Juggernaut patch, and that champion was deemed to be like incredibly OP. And Kakao got his hands on it and did like I think it was like 90 or 900 damage in a single game. It was terrible. The champs. Yeah.
So the unfortunate part of all this is, you know, even though Anyone's Legends did get the win, it's hard to say that there's a ton of stuff that we could take away from this win specifically, just because of how quickly the game unraveled. Was fun to see how they responded to the lane swap strategy that Super Gaming went for. You know, I respect them trying to force Anyone's Legends' hand a little bit, but they were able to respond very admirably, as you mentioned earlier in the game. The way that they set up Shanks to just pick up a lot of XP worked out really well. Ends up getting 10 kills, having himself a good game.
Yeah. Well, that said, I mean, I'm excited for at least more games in this group. I will say the Anyone's Legends versus OMG has to be the matchup that everyone is ready to tune in for, given those are the two 1-0 teams. And 3 is the magic number. If you win all 3 of your games, you're in. It's a brutal group. It's best of ones, single round robin. So anything can happen. We saw that earlier in the week with Thunder Talk making it out of the group that many expected JDG to make it out of. But we'll see if we get any surprises later on today, Grapes.
Okay. Other positive here. I believe the tiebreak, if there are any ties, is actually average game time. So pretty good situation here for Anyone's Legends to win in 21 minutes.
I will
16
say
minutes like we saw yesterday, but it's still a win regardless.
We've seen faster games against, non-old man teams.
Against actual LPL teams. Yeah, no, you're right.
OMG could pick like Master Yi Heimerdinger and play to win that tiebreaker, you never know.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the some of the old strategies.
As a veteran CLOL caster, you gotta know the speedrunning strats.
I know there's probably not a ton of overlap between North American collegiate and LPL viewers here.
This might be it.
The average game time strategy of going